挺热闹的，来的比那个3号来的人还少。但是他那个定局不变嘛，对。哪里感觉怪怪的？我没有觉得怪，我以为会，但是在他那个走到这个 L， 但是那个哦，好吧，反正是9点到11点，先在这儿，再走路。10几个月了，1年多一点，2年了，进来点2万。7点4，对，但是没时间3点这个问题要从高点到那我就是也是24年份，对，对，现在我那朋友来说是你是什么类别？我会到来的，还吃个饭。哈哈，你这厉害，吃没有？我老公对着我的，我还不会感觉开过来呀，累死了，开了天哪，开了心。哎呦，对。我昨天也忙了好久一个，看你这个在说你很出来，对，还没背出这个时候，我说看你的字很好。开始我写了这一面按了这个，然后后来他又出来这一个，这个也写了。这个做的是那个这份主题，我是自己做那啥，我就直接真的是可以9点0有了，那我准备就开始了。是啊one of the organizers always want to acknowledge that they are gathered as they considered ancestral and traditional territories of Muslim province and nations. We're grateful to be here on this land, whose original stewards continue to care for these territories, and those consent was never sought. And this connects directly to why we are here today. The right of people to live on the land with dignity and with consent. 我们今天聚在这里，正是为了同一件事：人们有尊严的、被尊重的生活在这片土地上的权利。We are here to protest the unreasonable delays of our PR, work permit, and visa applications processed by IRCC. Most of us have been stuck in security screening for years, conducted by ICBC, referred to by IRCC. For years, we got no updates, no timeline, and no answers. We have been trapped into the black hole with no way out. 我们被 IRCC 扔进安调这个没有出口的黑洞。This is a Friday, so many of you took a day off to come here. Of the people attending this event, most have been waiting for over 30 months. See the chart here, and 56.2% of us work in IT engineering area, and 9.2% of us in finance business area, and 7.7% in education and research, and others there are also skilled workers. Many of you come from thousands of kilometers away. Alberta, Ontario, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and as far east as New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. I really appreciate it. 很感激大家克服重重困难，不远千里来到温哥华 Art Gallery. When we first planned this rally, I was thinking about the size of like 30 to 50 people, but look around today, hundreds are here. The volunteer team and speakers alone are 50 strong already. Why? Why can all of us overcome these barriers to make it here together on Friday? Because the situation has become unbearable, and let's be honest, ridiculous. Because the damage to families runs too deep and too wide. Because the delays are not just inconvenient, they are devastating. And because we now know all too well that silence changes nothing. 我们现在已经非常清楚，沉默等待改变不了任何事。Behind each of us is a household on hold. People cannot plan, cannot travel, cannot decide whether to enroll a child in school, whether to begin medical treatment, whether to say goodbye to a dying loved one. 我们每个人的背后都是一个被搁置的家庭，我们无法做出计划，无法出行，无法决定是否让孩子入学，是否开始治疗，能否见即将离世的亲人最后一面。This is why our voice. This rally continues what we started in Ottawa on March 13th. We have seen incredible progress since then. Today, coast to coast, shoulder to shoulder, Vancouver adds its voice. We will not stop until IRCC, CBSA, and CSIS give us a real answer. 我们不会停下，直到 IRCC、CBSA 和 CSIS 给我们一个真正的答复。The answer should definitely not be the same hollow line. Your case is in progress. IRCC service standard is 6 months, and CBSA's is 110 days. But see how many months we have been waiting. 30, 40, 59. From our own survey of people here today, the average wait is 31 months, and we are still waiting with no timeline in sight. IRCC 的服务标准是6个月 ，CBSA 是110天，而我们参加这次集会的参与者的平均等待时长已经达到了31个月，并且我们还在等，没有尽头。For myself, it's been almost 30 months. I really want to ask them, 30 months have passed. Have you figured out whether I'm a spy or not? Have IRCC answered? No. Have CBSA answered? No. Has anyone answered? No. We are legal residents. We have built life here. We paid taxes. We followed every rule. This is not what the government promised us. What's worse is that the backlog is growing. 问题是积压还在恶化。This system isn't improving security. It's producing mass delay. The inflow exceeds the outflow every month. The inventory is growing. This is not a security policy. This is an administrative failure. 这没有让加拿大更安全，反过来，这是行政失败。Here we have 3 demands. First, clear the backlog. 专项清除积压的库存，让时间线立法严格执行。IRCC and CBSA must eliminate the over 23,000 case backlog within a defined timeline. There must be a 12-month legal limit enforceable by law and not subjected to discretion. If a case goes far beyond standards, there must be a written justification and interim relief. Second, tell us where we stand. 告诉我们具体进展在哪，什么阶段，还有多久。Every 90 days, we deserve a real update. Who has the file? What stage it's in? And when it will be done. No more indefinite waiting and guessing games. Third, be accountable. IRCC 应该是责任主体，他接收了我们的申请和申请费，他不能推卸责任。我们需要有独立监督。IRCC accepted our applications. IRCC took our fees. IRCC refers cases to other agencies. That means IRCC must take responsibility for outcomes. We need an independent immigration ombudsperson with the power to investigate delays and compel progress. Okay, before we continue, a few ground rules need to be emphasized. Stay on message. Do not bring in unrelated issues. It weakens our voice and confuses our message. Save other issues for other places. 请不要谈论无关的政治议题，其他问题留给其他的场合。We reject all forms of discrimination, hate speech, and personal attacks. Be mindful of your words and your sides. 我们反对一切歧视和仇恨言论。If anyone tries to provoke you, do not engage, do not argue, do not escalate. Stand away and inform a volunteer or police officer. 遇到挑衅的人，不要回应，找志愿者或警察处理。Our strength is discipline. Our power is restraint. 我们的优势在于秩序，力量在于克制。Okay, let's welcome the host today, Melody.
Everyone, my name is Melody, and I'm your host today. Thank you everyone for coming here. 大家好，我是今天的主持人，我叫 Melody。今天非常感谢大家前来。I have a few things to say before we start. So first, we will start by taking a video from Senator Wu, after which we will have a few speakers coming up here to share their stories. After all the speakers finish, we still have time. We will open up the space here for anyone who wants to share their stories. So if you would like to speak up here, please sign up with our volunteer. And by 10:50, we will wrap up and get ready for our march to the IRCC's office. 我们等一下会先在电视上播放一段来自福源报参议员的支持视频，大家可以稍微往前站一点，我怕你们可能看不清楚电视。之后呢，我们会有几位发言人上台来分享他们自己的故事。等发言人分享结束之后呢，如果还有足够的时间，我们就会把这个话筒开放给所有想要发言的朋友。所以如果你们有意愿发言，也可以先找我们的志愿者。然后在10:50左右，我们就要开始。I also want to stress that showing your face is constant. By participating, you agree that you may appear in photos, videos, and in audio. If you are now to be identified, please wear a mask and other coverings. We also know that a few months ago, 全球公开会有直播和媒体的拍摄。所以如果你们现在已经在现场的话，我们就会默认您同意被拍摄，并且之后有可能会出现在照片、视频或者是新闻的播报里边。那如果您不想被拍到或者不想被认出来的话呢，我们就建议您戴口罩。然后我们的台子那边也提供少量的口罩，如果有人临时决定想要戴的话，可以去找我们的志愿者要一下。Okay, now we are done with the boring part. Here comes the fun part. We will also do a few training updates in different species. I've already sent a chance to our participants. So I just want to repeat here to remind you. When I say IRCC, you say NVDA. When I say CBSA, you say clear the place. And then there's another one that we can all do together is make the decision, make it now. Are you ready? Do you want to practice?
Yeah.
Okay. IRCC.
And the delay.
CBSA.
Clear the plane.
IRCC.
And the delay.
CBSA.
Clear the plane.
IRCC.
And the delay.
CBSA.
Clear the plane.
Make the decision. Make it now.
Make
Make the decision. Make it now.
a decision. Make it now.
Thank you, everyone. You're doing a great job. Okay, thank you. We have another practice actually. So let me ask you, if you agree with what the speaker said, what would you say? What would you do?
Yay!
Yes, you can cheer for the speaker. You can also clap your hands. Let the speakers hear you. Give them some encouragement. All right? Okay. Yes, exactly. And just in case, if someone says something offensive, racist, or it may go against with our demands. What would you do? What would you say?
Ooh.
Yes, you can also boo them. Okay, so let's go practice. What would you do if you agree with the speakers? Yes, good job. And what if someone says something offensive or racist? Thank you. You're keeping it. All right. I promise I will shut up soon. I have to ask you to direct your attention to our TV screen here. Can you all see the TV screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Good morning. I'm Yuan Wu, Senator for Judicial London.
Okay, I just want to introduce Senator Yuan Wu first. This is Senator Wu. He was appointed to the Senate of Canada in November 2016, sitting as an independent representing British Columbia. Senator Wu has worked on public policy issues related to Canada's relations with Asian countries for more than 30 years. On March 13th, Senator Wu gave a speech at Parliament Hill during the rally to support our movement. Unfortunately, he is not able to be here today, but he sent us this video. 国联报参议员一直对我们的活动表示大力支持，他也在3月13号国会山的那次游行发表了现场演讲。很遗憾，他今天不能亲自到现场，他发了这个视频给我们。Now, without further ado, let's welcome Senator Wu.
I'm sorry I can't be with you today in Vancouver for your day of protest and awareness raising on the issue of immigration process in the world. Bringing this country from a number of years. You've applied for a landed immigrant for citizenship status, and you've been waiting patiently. Many of you applied under the Express Entry Scheme because you were promised that your applications would be dealt with in an expedited manner. That is why the delays until as long as 36, 48, 60 months. That is why those kinds of delays are indispensable. When it works as to why you already know. That you have invested in your hard work with the life of families. What you are asking for is transparency, clear sense that you I know that for many of you,
他熟人肯定是太印度。
It is right that we have an education with all of you understand the importance of having that. But it is not right if you are treated in a more in the way where the scrutiny is more severe than other applicants. And you deserve to know if that is in fact happening. I want to assure all of you that I'm fully wish
对，这个前天是圣诞节，对，
continue to advocate for efficient, clear, fair processing.
3年不到，3个月办商业协
Officials for the national
办一个协议，
workforce to
但是一个是前年
deal with your
月是
country to see how we can improve this immigration processing and we can make all of you
算的是
so we can contribute even more
拿到
to this country.
这个在这个。 人不少了。
Thank you so much, Senator Wu. We'll definitely make sure he knows how much we appreciate him. And 不好意思啊，这个音响效果现在有一点不是那么的好，然后如果大家听不清的话，可以再稍微往前站一点。Today we actually also received supportive statements from more politicians. We got one supportive email from MLA Christine Boyu and another one from MP Don Davis. I will also read the statements here for everyone. Give me 1 second.
Sorry. Yes.
So I'm going to read the supportive email from MLA Christine Boyu first. She said, as MLA for Vancouver Little Mountain, I recognize the strain that ongoing PR delays have placed on families and individuals in our community. These federally driven backlogs and security screening delays have created additional pressure for those already working through the permanent residency process. These delays are eroding trust in system that is meant to be supporting community integration and inclusion. I stand in support of this nonpartisan rally. Okay, and I'm gonna read the other one, supportive email from MP Don Davis. He's MP of Vancouver. I stand in solidarity with all those affected by prolonged and unexplained permanent residency security screening delays, and I commend your courage in speaking out. Your call for fairness, transparency, and accountability is both timely and deeply important. Our office and NGP will continue advocating for an immigration system that treats everyone with dignity and delivers the justice all deserve. So I'm going to invite our first speaker here today. Our first speaker is Xia. Xia is a single mother who has been raising 2 sons in Canada for the past 4.5 years. They have been waiting 45 months for her PR while carrying the enormous financial burden of international student tuition. Let's welcome JL.
，Good morning, everyone. I'm JL. Thank you. So, if you pass me on the street, you wouldn't notice anything unusual. I study, work, pay the taxes, raise my children, and take care of my family, just like any other resident in Canada. One thing has put my entire life on hold. My permanent residence application has been stuck in the system for more than 3 years. In 2022, I completed my master's degree in cybersecurity here in Canada. A month later, I started working as a software testing engineer. I had no connections, no special background, just a hard work. Step by step, I earned my way to intermediate and senior level. I work hard because as a single mom, I want stability for my children. But today, my older son is already in university, and I'm still paying extremely high international tuition fee. My younger son will enter university soon, and I truly don't know how I will manage. These 3 years, I have renewed my children's study permit, their visa, my work permit, and my visa again and again. Each renewal means more fees, more anxiety, more uncertainty. We also pay NC premiums every month, something a long-term tax-paying family should not still be burdened with. To survive, I have compressed my life to the smallest possible shape. Almost all my furniture came from strangers giving things away for free. To save a few dollars on transit, I rely on Vancouver's 90-minute transport window. Plan every route like a race against time. In December 2023, I met my partner, a Canadian citizen. We moved in together in May 2024 and have now lived together for 24 months. We want to buy a home, but we don't dare take out the mortgage. We want to get married, but we don't dare set a date. We want to plan for our children in future, but everything is frozen because of my PR. Here's my timeline. 2022 August, application created. December 2022, AOR. February 2023, medical pass. December 2023, enter security screening. From 2024 to 2026, multiple internal IRCC actions, but no real progress. Today, still security screening in progress after 45 months. Sometimes I wonder whether my field of study or my industry play a role in a long processing time. I don't know. And that uncertainty itself is difficult. I have never worked in a sensitive environment. I have no criminal record, and I submitted all required police certificates. I work in a regular IT testing job. Yet, NSIRA confirms CSIS finished its part. CBSA said it's not their responsibility. IRCC still show in progress. And an ordinary family is trapped in the middle. To save for my children's education, I have cut my life down to the bone. 2 moments stay with me. A winter night, pushing a heavy computer chair 3 kilometers through deep snow because it was free. My hands went numb. My pants were soaked, but I kept going because every dollar saved matters. A rainy day, carrying a desk lamp on my shoulder for 3 kilometers, shielding it with an umbrella as rain poured down my sleeves. Because the lamp meant my child could study better. Meanwhile, my parents, almost 80 years old now, are growing weaker each year. I want them to visit me, but without PR, I cannot make it happen. The hardest part is not the waiting. It is the silence. No explanation, no timeline, no responsible department. I am not an in progress. I am a mother, a partner, a daughter. My future, my children's future, my parents' future are trapped in the administrative black hole with no exit. And I know I'm not the only one. Thank you. Thank you so much, JL. When my family first came here, we also rely on picking up free furniture, so I can definitely relate to that. 刚刚组织者告诉我说 ，CBC 马上就要来我们的现场拍摄，大家先准备好，然后等一下拿出一些气势，好不好？给他们看一看，让他们听到。好。然后还有就是，好像有一些朋友预定了牌子还没有拿，如果还没有拿的话，可以去那边登记台那边领一下。Hey, our next speaker is Jerry. Jerry is a healthcare worker serving communities across northern BC. Due to being stuck in the application process, he has been unable to access further healthcare training needed for his job. Welcome, Jerry.
My name is Jane. Today I stand before you not just as a resident of Prince George, but as someone who has built a life and a career on the promise of Northern British Columbia and Canada. 10 years ago, I arrived in Canada as an international graduate student. I chose the University of Northern British Columbia, not just for its reputation, but because I wanted to be part of the community that calls the North home. After earning my master's degree,
I stay. I didn't leave. For the past 3 years, I have served as a computer support technician at Northern Health, the local hospital authority of Northern British Columbia. In this role, I support a population of over 300,000 people across our region. When our local hospital systems face technical crisis, I am one of the people making sure the infrastructure stays online so that doctors and nurses can continue saving lives. I have done my part. I have integrated. I have contributed. I have served, and also I have paid my taxes. But why I am here serving our community, the federal government has left me and thousands of others in a bureaucratic dark room. I have waited 33 months, 1,000 days. That is how long the Canadian government has taken to review a single person's permanent residence application. And that number is still climbing every single day. And I am still waiting for a decision from the federal government. Because of my temporary status, I am restricted from advanced healthcare training I needed to better serve our community, our 25 remote communities in our province. I also am forced to pay international tuition fees, sometimes double or triple, simply just to gain the skills to help our neighbor to save their lives in northern British Columbia. I applied for permanent residencies with the hope of a stable future. Instead, I have been met with a wall of silence. We have all been met with a wall of silence labeled as comprehensive security screening. This isn't just a delay in the system, it's a systematic failure. Across Canada, currently 23,000 permanent resident applications are trapped in this same black hole. The official service standards by the federal government itself is 110 days. Yet we have been waiting for over 30 months, 40 months. Some people even have waited for 80 months, 90 months. That's half of the generation has passed. That is not a backlog. That is a breach of the trust of people that came to Canada to serve a better life. Today, as one of the healthcare workers serving the 5 million people of British Columbia, I am not asking for a special treatment about myself. I am asking for the basic accountability that every resident of a G7 nations deserves. We demand 4 things from our leaders, 4 simple things. The first thing is transparency. We need proactive 90 days updates. Stop telling us our files are in progress and start telling us which agency is holding them and why. The second demand is enforceable timelines. If a case exceeds the standard by 100%, the federal government should provide a written justification and a firm completion date of when our cases will be processed. Third demand, independent oversight. It is time for an immigration ombudsperson to investigate this chronic bottleneck to see how they can improve the speed of processing and clear the backlog. Our fourth demand, we need a CBSA and CSIS. Those are the government department responsible for the security of Canada borders. We need them to adhere to clear 40-day processing windows once reviews are initiated. At the end, I would like to say I love Canada. I love British Columbia. In my heart and my daily life, I am no different from any of you. I love hiking our trails. I love fishing our lakes, and I am inspired by the rugged beauty of the Canadian wilderness. I even love the snow and the cold in the northern British Columbia. Skiing through our mountain is where I feel most at home. For members of parliament and the leaders in Ottawa, look at the people who are keeping your hospitals running and your university flying. We are not just files in the cabinet and forgotten by the government officials. We are your neighbors, your colleagues, and your constituents. We have given our best to Canada, and it is time for the Canada's immigration system and the federal government to give its best back to us. We are not asking for a shortcut. We are asking for a reasonable timeline and a schedule and a plan. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Thank you, Jerry, for your service in the healthcare industry and for coming up all the way from Northern BC to here. Thank you. Our next speaker is Saeed. Saeed applied for permanent residence more than 3 years ago. He will share his experience of navigating a prolonged wait, along with the Iranian community's advocacy efforts over the past year. Let's welcome Saeed.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Saeed, and I am here today speaking alongside thousands of PR applicants from Iranian Canadian community who are affected by these prolonged security screening delays. I want to share my own story because I believe my story is your story. I came to Canada 10 years ago as a PhD student. I completed my PhD at SFU in 2022, and I applied for permanent residency through Express Entry program 3.5 years ago. And today, I am still waiting. It means I am waiting after 1,237 days. What was supposed to take months has now stretched into years, more than 6 times longer than the official processing times. I am a researcher, a scientist contributing to science, technology, and innovation in Canada. My wife is a hearing aid practitioner who helps people every single day. We built our lives here. We contribute. We pay taxes. We follow every rule. And yet we are stuck. And it is not just us. Thousands of highly educated, highly skilled individuals in our community, people who studied here, worked here, and built their futures here, are facing the same uncertainty. These delays are pushing away the exact talent this country worked hard to attract. And behind every delay is a real human story. These delays don't just cost time, they disrupt lives. Families are separated for years. People miss important moments with their loved ones. Careers are put on hold. Employers hesitate when someone's future is uncertain. Highly skilled professionals can't advance because many licenses require permanent residency. Financial stability is affected People are denied line of credits, loans, and even basic opportunities, such as leasing a car. The students lose access to education and scholarship. Healthcare coverage can expire. Work permit extensions take months. And through all of this, there is constant stress, anxiety, and uncertainty. Life doesn't pause, but we are forced to. This is not the experience Canada promises to the people who choose to build their lives here. So, what is really going on? Based on our analysis, there are two major issues. First, certain nationalities face unfairly high rates of comprehensive security screening. Data shows that applicants from countries like Iran and China are referred at much higher rates, sometimes more than 27 times higher than others. Second, the process itself is extremely slow. Projections suggest that the screenings can take over 5 years, far beyond any reasonable time frame. And what makes it even harder is the lack of transparency. There are no updates, there are no timelines, and there are no explanations. It feels like a black box. You enter it and you have no idea when you will come out. Let me be clear. We understand that security screening is important. We all want Canada to be safe, but innocent people should not pay the price for geopolitical conflicts. Efficiency, fairness, and transparency should be a part of the system. Despite these challenges, our community has not stayed silent. We organized, we reached out, we raised awareness, and we stood together. We gathered in front of Parliament last year. We contacted Minister of Immigration for months. We launched and supported petitions which gained thousands of signatures. And yet, there has been no meaningful change. More and more people are being added to this backlog. And if nothing changes, the problem will only grow. So today we are here to ask for action. We are asking for transparency in processing time and criteria. We are asking for fairness and consistency in how security screening is applied across all applicants. We are asking for accountability when delays go far beyond what is reasonable. And most importantly, we are asking for immediate action to finalize applications that have already exceeded the standard process, and we are your classmates. We chose Canada because of its values, fairness, opportunity, and respect. Now we are asking the system to live up to these values. We are not asking for special treatment. We are asking for fair treatment. To everyone here today, thank you for standing together. And those who are still waiting, you are not alone. And those in position of leadership, we have raised these concerns before. Now we are looking for concrete actions. This endless waiting does not reflect the Canada we believe in. It is time for action. It is time for change. Thank you.
Thank you, Said, for speaking from Iranian community. This delay is a serious problem affecting different immigration communities. So we need to work together. We need IRCC to hear our voice. When I say IRCC, you say
And the delay.
when I say CBIC, you say
Clear the play.
IRCC,
And the delay. Clear the play.
IRCC. listen. Continue.
Make a decision. Make it now. Make a decision. Make it now. Decision. Make it now.
Louder.
Make a decision. Make it now. Make a decision. Make it now.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Our next speakers are Xia Wang and her daughter Aurora Hao. Their PR application has been stuck in security screening for almost 3 years, and Aurora had to give up her UBC offer due to high international tuition fees. Welcome, Xia. Hello. Hey, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak here. My name is Xia. I'm here as a parent, a worker, a taxpayer, and someone who truly believed in Canada. I was a software development manager in Beijing. In December 2022, I moved from Beijing to Vancouver through an internal company transfer, together with my husband and my 2 daughters. At the same time, I also had an opportunity to move to the United States, but I chose Canada. I chose Canada because it represented fairness, compassion, diversity, and a welcoming immigration system. We believe it was the best place to raise our children and build our future. Since arriving here, we have worked hard to build our lives in Canada. My husband found a technical job. I continued my professional career. We received BC PNP, then submitted our permanent residence application in July 2023. Our 2 daughters have studied hard and adapted to a new country, a new language environment, and a new life. We bought a home here. We built our lives here. We contribute to our community. We pay more than $100,000 in taxes every year. We are not outsiders looking in. We already see Canada as our home. Yet after all of this, our permanent residence application entered security screening right after submission and has remained in a stale status for more than 1,000 days. No updates, no communication, no timeline, only silence. This silence creates enormous uncertainty for my family. If our application is denied, or if we lose my job while waiting, we may be forced to leave the country, where we have already lived in for more than 3 years. The country we now call home. And where would we go? We can't simply return to the life we left behind. So much has changed. After years of studying in Canada, my daughters may struggle to adapt again to a completely different education system. Their future is left hanging in uncertainty because of a process with no clear end. I want to be clear. We fully respect the need for security checks. Security matters, but security must also be reasonable. It must be timely, transparent, and it must be accountable. A process that leaves families waiting for years. This delay is not just administrative. It has real human consequences. My older daughter is a talented musician and received an offer to study music at UBC. But because her PR has not been finalized, she will be charged international tuition fee, which is 10 times of the local rate. We can't afford that. So instead of entering university, she has been forced to take a gap year, a lost year, a year of uncertainty, a year that no young person should lose because of bureaucratic delay. And we know we are not alone. Many applicants from engineering background appear to be placed into lengthy security screening automatically, regardless of their actual circumstances. I know one young man who started in Vancouver for 3 years in secondary school, then completed 4 years of university, then worked in Canada for another year. However, after 8 years in Canada, when he applied for permanent residence, he was placed in security screening for more than 2 years and was forced to file complaints, hire lawyers, and seek court action simply to receive movement on his file.
If someone has been trusted to study here, work here, and build a life here for 8 years, why should that same person suddenly be treated as a possible threat to the country when applying for permanent residence? And when this happens at such a large scale, we must ask, is this process truly making Canada safer, or is it simply consuming public resources while hurting families who have already proven themselves through years of contribution? We are people with stable jobs, strong education, clean records, and deep roots in Canada. We are not asking for special treatment. We are asking for fairness. We came in good faith. We built our lives in good faith. Now we ask Canada to treat us in good faith. We need reform, at minimum, clear timelines, regular updates, transparency, and accountability. No family should be left waiting for years, because every month of delay is not just another month on paper. It's another month of stress, another month of lost opportunity, another month children paying the price. We still believe in Canada. That's why we are standing here today, not in anger, but in hope. Not asking for privilege, but for justice. Thank you. Then my daughter Aurora is going to.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aurora Howe, and I'm a grade 12 student at the Burnaby Central Secondary School. Thank you for listening to me today. I want to talk about what this delay means for someone my age. I love music. I practice flute 4 to 6 hours every day because music is just a hobby for me. It is my dream. I am the first flute in the Vancouver Youth Symphony Orchestra. I worked very hard, and I was honored to receive an offer from UBC's music program. I was also invited by the director of my school band to apply for a scholarship. But then I found out I was not eligible because I do not have permanent resident status. That was heartbreaking. I did everything I could. I studied hard. I practiced every day. I contributed to my school and community. But something completely outside my control is not blocking my future. Because of international tuition fees, my family cannot afford me to attend this year, so I must take a gap year. Many people think 1 year is not a big deal, but for a young musician, 1 year matters. 1 year can mean lost momentum, lost opportunities, and lost confidence. And the hardest part is that I still don't know whether I will have PR status next year. That may mean losing another year. This experience has made me feel sad, anxious, and helpless. Canada is my home now. This is where I learned, where I grew, and where I dream about my future. I hope the system can see families like mine. We're not numbers, we're people. Thank you.
Thank you, Xia and Aurora. It's really touching to hear both the mother and her daughter's perspective. Our next speaker is Steven. Steven is a professional working at a multinational company. He has lived and worked in Canada legally for years, but being stuck in the security screening process means he's been trapped here, unable to return home to support his grieving family. Let's welcome Steven.
Hello, everyone. My name is Steven. I stand in front of you today as someone whose life and family have been fractured by a broken system. I'm legally living and working in this country, holding a valid work permit and already submitted a permanent residence application. I contribute to the economy, I pay my taxes, and I follow the rules. But despite doing everything right, I'm trapped. Both my PR application and my request for routine temporary residence visa have been swallowed by a broken immigration bureaucracy. This endless security check on my TRV inside this country and stripping away my basic freedom to leave and return this country. On October the 7th, 2024, I applied for this visa. It's not about granting me new status or letting me enter Canada for the first time. It's simply the sticker I need in my passport to allow me to re-enter Canada after traveling abroad. But instead of a routine process, my file was pushed into a dark, bottomless pit that IRCC calls security. And devastating loss. I'm trapped here, hopelessly separated from the people who need me the most, all because I'm waiting for a single routine sticker for my passport. Because of this indefinite delay, my life has been completely paralyzed. Professionally, I work for a major multinational company, yet I have been forced to cancel planned international business trips to the United States or Europe simply because I'm not allowed to leave and return. But those professional setbacks pale in comparison to the personal heartbreak. My boyfriend and I came to Canada because we were separated by an ocean, a devastating illness, and a heartless immigration office. I cannot hold his hand, and I cannot be there to support him through one of the most terrifying times of his life. The pain of this separation extends to the rest of my family. During this time, my grandmother passed away. Because I'm held hostage by the missing visa, I couldn't travel back. I couldn't be there to comfort my dad when he lost his mother. My dad is an incredible, deeply supportive man. I will never forget when I came out to him years ago. He didn't scold me. He didn't freak out. He simply looked at me and said, use protection. That's the kind of loving, practical, and accepting father he is. A good person like him deserves to be reunited with his son, especially after everything he has been through and still going through. Now, my is also in poor health conditions. And once again, I'm forced to watch from an ocean away. I should be by my father's side, but because of a cold, indifferent bureaucracy, I cannot be. During this 571 days of painful waiting, I have actively pleaded with IRCC multiple times for updates. What did I get in return? Cold, automated template letters telling me there's no guarantee of when they will finalize my file. IRCC quietly labels our files as complex, but they never tell us why, and they never give us a timeline. They use the word security as an absolute shield to excuse indefinite delays, leaving our lives paralyzed. We understand and respect that Canada needs to conduct background checks, but a security check cannot be a blank check for indefinite delays, zero transparency, and zero accountability. Look around this talk. I know I'm not alone today. Countless students, temporary workers, and permanent resident applicants are trapped in this exact same nightmare. We're not asking to bypass the rules. We're asking for basic fairness and basic human treatment. We're asking to be treated like human beings, not forgotten files in someone's desk. We demand transparency. We demand reasonable processing times. And we demand that IRCC be held accountable for the lives and families they're damaging. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephen, for your powerful speech. It takes a lot of courage to be here and sharing your story. Thank you for speaking out for the LGBTQ+ community. 谢谢你为酷儿群体发声。Our next speaker is Ting Wang. She is business consultant, a recent MBA graduate, and an educator. She's here today because her husband has been trapped in a delay for more than 700 days. Let's welcome Ting.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Ting. I arrived in Canada 2.5 years ago to pursue my MBA. At that time, Canada was actively attracting international talents with policies like a 3-year postgraduate work permit and open work permits for spouses. So I came with the ambition to contribute, to learn, and to build a future. However, for the last 2 years, my husband's work permit has been stuck in an indefinite, and we are now a family being forced apart, and our lives has been heavily impacted. I would like to share what has happened with everybody. What are the facts here? So let's take a look at the timeline of the absurdity. I applied for my husband's permits in April 2024. About a month later, it went into a security check. Since then, nothing has happened. I have sent 5 official inquiries to IRCC. No answer. I submitted every document possible to prove we have nothing to hide. There is no response. I called IRCC directly. There is no timeline. I even involved a member of parliament to follow it up. Still, nothing. I have done everything I can, but there is no use. It is now May 2026. For 2 full years, the only thing we will receive from IRCC is under security check, then nothing. Why is this unreasonable? This is not just the paperwork. It's inhumane. It's unreasonable because it ignores the human biological clock and the fragility of human relationships. Personally, these 2 years were my window to start family planning. As an older professional woman, IRCC's delay has effectively stolen my chance at motherhood. They have pushed my marriage to the breaking point through long-time separation, and I'm not alone. 2 of my own MBA classmates are suffering through the exact same thing. Their spouses are also trapped in years-long security checks. Their families are being forced apart. There is no committed timeline for this process, and this is a systemic failure. How can IRCC claim to be respecting global talents while treating families like they don't matter? And there is no transparency, no limit to their power. What I demand from IRCC today. So even though I'm moving back to Shanghai later this month, I'm leaving Canada because I can't afford to waste time further in IRCC's endless bureaucracy. The system doesn't just trap individuals in a hopeless situation. If this kind of inefficiency were allowed to become the norm, then Canada itself would be hopeless. What do I demand from IRCC? Give us an answer. Set the timeline. Finish the security check. Clear the backlog now. Everybody, thank you for hearing my story. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ting. Yes, IRCC's delay is ruining our family, ruining our relationship, ruining our life. So now please raise up your silence. 举起你的台子，然后我们来做一轮新的口号，好不好？好。IRCC
End the delay.
CBIC
Clear the play.
IRCC
End the delay.
CBIC
Clear the play.
IRCC
End the delay.
CBIC
Clear the play.
make the decision, make it now. Decision, make it now.
Make the decision. Make it now.
Make the decision, make it now.
Make the decision. Make it now.
Make the decision, make it now.
Make the decision. Make it now.
Okay, let's just keep going. Make the decision, make it now.
Make it now.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. We are actually going to play another video from San